What's up, everybody? So today we're gonna put together a DXRacer gaming chair, and I've been needing a new chair for a while. I'm a desk jockey most of the time, so you know, having a good chair is crucially important. So we're gonna get this thing going. I'm gonna pull this big old box over here that this thing came in and let you see how big this box is. Thanks, Tate. It's good to see you. Gonna do some more craft after this, buddy, so I don't know if you're around or gonna get on, but we're gonna try out that new chair and see how it's going. Hey, how's the audio now? I've been messing around with the settings. You ought to be able to hear me a lot better now, so hopefully it's a lot better now. So finish at 1700. Okay, cool. Planning on getting on after that. Grab this box here. So as you can tell, quite a large box here. Don't see about yeah, well, I tweaked all that too. I mean, I've got some background music playing right now. Should be about the same level as the gameplay when we get into that, but let's see what we can do here with this chair. You're opening these boxes with chairs and stuff like that in them, you gotta always be really super careful. You don't wanna, especially if you're using a sharp blade, don't want to hit anything inside the box and mess it all up. That can very easily happen. Always be careful. Well, I mean, you know, always be careful when you're dealing with a sharp blade anyway, but be careful not to damage any of your products that may be down in that box. Alright, I'm gonna move this box over, set it in the floor. I will say, this chair is packaged quite nicely. It's kind of difficult to get it out. So, here's the back, new back. It's really soft, feels good, like it's got some good support in it. Obviously looks like a lot of the gaming chairs. Can't wait to sit in it. Think it's gonna be fabulous. Of course, we have our wheelbase. And then here is our seat bottom. seems to be very well made. Good solid metal hinges for the back to attach to. Feels like it's got some nice support on the bottom. Arms. They're not padded arms, but they are fully adjustable up and down. And it looks like there's a reclining arm here. So it does appear to have a reclining back to adjust your vertical position, which is also really good in my opinion. Now, this chair here is not going to be as good as some of them on the market, but I was able to snag this chair for approximately $300 US. So, to give you an idea, as we're looking at all these things, price comparison wise, a lot of the chairs that you see on the market. So, and here we have this bottom pillow is actually neck support chair, and then this larger one here is the lumbar. Yeah, you fell in love with it in the store, the Lazy Boy chair. They didn't have any Lazy Boy chairs here, but I had several different gaming chairs to choose from, and I had gone a couple of months ago and sat in a few, and I couldn't remember whether I liked this particular chair, and there was one other one I was looking at that was the exact same price as this chair. And so I asked them if I didn't like this chair, if I could bring it back and get the other one, and they told me of course. So, and then here's our box of hardware. We'll open that up. 1,000 rupees. Is it really that much on the currency difference? That's quite a bit. 3 to 1 roughly. I'll be back over there in front of the camera in just a second. I'm just getting my box out of the way. And some of this packing material. Got a lot of foam with it. Alright, so we're gonna... You're gonna go check the currency exchange rate. Again, you know, opening up this parts box, always be careful. Don't want to cut yourself. Don't want to damage any of the contents that may be in it. Okay, all kind of good stuff in this box. Have our sleeve for our support bar that mounts the bottom to the wheel frame. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not sure what these are, but we'll find out when we look at the instructions here. Here's our little tool bag. Got our wrenches and instructions in it. And this is a DXRacer Formula Series, red and black. This appears to be, okay, so that is the cover for one of our back arms. Here's our hydraulic support tube. Our wheels for our chair bottom. And this is slippery in this bag. This is the adjuster. Chair bottom. $390. That's 1.3. That's not a bad exchange rate there. Now what we're gonna do here is gonna unwrap and organize all of our parts so that we can start putting this thing together. And then here's our chair bottom adjuster. I can get my camera in a little bit better position there. Yeah, I didn't think it was super extreme difference on the exchange rate there for US to Canadian. I think I haven't been to Canada. I'm gonna have to come up and see you guys one day, but I know for where I've always gone, Mexico, I think the most I saw it was 10 to 1 peso to dollar. So these side rail covers have their own little instructions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the instructions with the covers. Get our hydraulic support tube out here. Well, I make it up that way, we'll do it. You guys, I have to come see me in my little small mountains I live in now. I'm gonna leave these wrapped because I'm not 100% certain what these are, so I'm just gonna set them to the side for right now and leave them in their package. So there's very few parts to this chair, so this should be a fairly straightforward assembly here. And the instructions really aren't that bad. I mean, that's pretty much it. Pretty much the instructions. And then here's the instructions for those pieces. I wasn't sure what they are. So what they are, those red pieces are the accents for the base. I'm going to set those accent instructions with that, because we'll work on that base first. And the last little piece of paper that was in there was just a little customer service card. So we're going to get our bolts and our wrenches out here. So they sent 2 Allen wrenches or hex wrenches, depending upon where you're from. I have 2 small hex bolts here, and they're not stainless, but they appear to be zinc coated. We have 1 larger hex bolt here. And we have a flat washer, and we have a rock washer. I'm going to grab the wheelbase. There we have it. Quite a large footprint, but I would say it's very similar to any other chair base as far as the footprint goes. Now we're going to open our inserts. Tourist places to go. I'm not so worried about tourist places to go. It'd be the fact of getting away, you know. So the instructions for this chair say that we're going to take this, insert this side first, and we'll snap it down. And repeat for each of the arms. And we're done with that step. I'm going to flip this over. We'll insert the wheels. This way you guys can see it here. It's always good to just take your time, you know, put on some good music when putting anything together. Don't get frustrated. If you do get frustrated, stop, take you a few breaths, get you a Coke or a soda, or something harder if you need. Just take a break from it. There we go. All the wheels are in. So what I'm gonna do, my setup here is not really designed for assemblies, but take the base hydraulic here. I'll go ahead and insert it into the base. Now I'm gonna have to get my chair out of the way. Well, not yet. I'm gonna set this bottom to the side. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the seat bottom and I'm gonna apply the adjuster to the seat bottom. Here's our seat bottom. See, we already have our mounting screws. They pre-inserted those into the seat bottom. Yeah, I like it quiet. I can't complain about where I live. You know, being that I live outside of a city with about 750,000 people, it's actually very quiet here at my house. I live in a little town that you'd call the suburbs, I guess, that has a population of about 8,000. But it's very, very, very wooded, lots of woods. And so that, you know, cuts down a lot on the sound. And it's this little suburb, it's essentially entirely residential. We have one little, I guess you'd call it like a strip mall that has to where our restaurants and grocery store and stuff like that are. Very nice here. Get this plastic out the way. You know, I mean, the funny thing is being almost 700,000 people, it's actually not that bad. Alright, so now we can actually take these out by hand. So we're going to take these out by hand. Bolts that they have pre-inserted. And each of these bolts has a lock washer and a flat washer. So make sure you keep them all together. Yeah, I mean, you don't even realize here, you don't even realize you're so close to a city that size. And I mean, I guess that's one of the things I really love about it. I mean, you know, I can drive for 15 minutes and I am in downtown of the city, and so really nice. Alright, these front bolts that they inserted already, they actually snugged them down, so we're going to have to take our wrench. We're going to have to loosen these up. And the way I always remember this is righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Or you can think of it as tighten is clockwise and loosen is counterclockwise. Of course, they weren't very tight in there, so it didn't take very much at all to loosen them up. But again, they have a lock washer and a flat washer, so we want to make sure that we don't lose those, so we want to keep them all together. Yeah, that's true. Whenever you're living in a townhouse or an apartment or anything like that, man, if you got some noisy neighbors, it can get interesting real quick. That's for sure. Alright, so here's the front of the chair. Back of the chair is toward me. And if I remember correctly, and we'll double check our instructions here. Okay, their instructions is the adjuster, the tension adjuster, which is this knob right here, goes toward the front of the chair. Now I always only start these by hand and just barely, don't necessarily tighten them because you need to adjust the space. I just put them down so they essentially just touch the washer. You don't want it to really be flying around on you, you know. I mean, I can still move it, but it's not just totally flying around on me. Alright, everything looks good to me, good and square, so we're going to take this, we're going to tighten this down. Now, for objects like this, where they're kind of square or rectangular, I always do alternating corners. And not tightening it all the way down, I'm essentially just getting it to where it's compressing that lock washer. Then what I'll do is I'll come back, I'll put 1/4 to 1/2 turn on it, and that will snug it into place. And when you're dealing with lock washers, you wouldn't be able to do this step with your fingers unless you have very, very strong fingers, because the tension from that lock washer will make it to where you just can't turn the bolt. So now I'm going to come back, do my final tightening step, which will be 1/4 to 1/2 turn. Get about 1/4 out of that one. Got about 1/2 turn out of that one. Be 1/4 turn on that one. About 1/2 turn on that one. And I'm just going to come back and just double check, because as you tighten them down, sometimes the first one you tighten can become loose due to the compression. Alright, so that looks good. That's in, that's ready. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my chair out of the way. I'm going to roll the base in, and I'm going to set this down on top of the base. So here we go, here's our base. Here's our seat bottom. And I'm going to line the hole up on the adjuster with the top of the hydraulic lift. There we go. So we have our base in. Can't wait to sit in this thing. So now, next step is going to be attaching the back to the seat bottom. So I'm just going to slide this over just a little bit there, because I need to bring this in so that we can unwrap it. So here's our seat back. Now we're going to start this unwrapping process here. It's very easy. It just has one little piece of tape on it. I'll just get that off there. I always fold my tape over and stick it back to the plastic or whatever. That way I don't accidentally stick it to my item and get tape residue on it. Just try to help save you some cleaning. I can't tell exactly what kind of material. It feels like leather, but it might be, I guess, what you'd call fake leather. But it's got a very nice feel to it. It's very smooth. The side rails, support rails are padded. Same on the side up here by your head, or in your neck area. Very nice, very nice. So now, this chair, again, they pre-installed our hardware, our bolts, and this is where our arms on our base will attach. So we're going to need to take these out just like we did with the bottom. These are snugged down a little bit, so I'm going to have to use my wrench to just loosen them until I can get them with my fingers. Alright, and I'm going to repeat the process for the other side. This side wasn't snugged all the way, at least not that bottom one. Alright, I'm just going to set this to the side so I can get these protective pads off. Now, I'm going to attach the side lever. This has got the reclining lever on this side. Reclining lever's right here where my hand is. And so this piece doesn't move around on me. So I'm going to attach this side first. That way this side I can line up properly because it's there just as additional support for the back. Alright. Have to push it down a little bit to get the holes to line up. That there. Again, don't tighten them because you may need to move the chair a little bit. So you don't want it to be tight because that's going to not let you adjust the back to make sure you get your bolts lined up. See there, I'm finger tight. Finger tight. Alright, so we have the right side in. Now we're going to come around here and it's just finger tight. Come around to this side and we're going to put in our left side. Alright, we're also finger tight on our left side. Now, I'm going to tighten these up. Again, my first tighten is just going to be tight enough to compress the lock ring down, lock washer down. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Go back to the right side. Just tight enough to compress the lock washer. There we go, so I've got them all approximately the same tightness. So now I'm gonna go ahead and quarter to a half a turn. About a quarter on that one. This one's a little more complicated because the bottom of the chair is in the way. So we got about a quarter out of that one. I'm going to check the top. Good. Repeat on the left side. Excellent. Very nice. Well, we're not done yet, but I can tell you it's actually quite comfortable. Oh yes, the reclining back is nice. Love that. Alright, so let's put our side covers on. Now you'll notice these side covers are shaped differently. And the reason for that is the side that has the adjusting arm on it sticks out from the chair. So this is the adjusting arm side, which is the right hand side of the chair if you're sitting in it. So we're doing the left hand side of the chair, so we're gonna this one first. And then it has this rubber third here. We're gonna pull that out because this is how where our bolt goes to attach it to the side. So now this chair has, can't see it because it's so dark, black. There is a hole right here where my finger is, and that is where this tab here inserts. And these are the bolts. That large bolt that came in the kit is an extra bottom bolt, and this is the attachment bolt for these covers. And because this hole is recessed, I always take it and I put it on my hex wrench alongside. Makes it easier to insert it and get it going. When you're using the wrench, just be very careful when you're starting, because you don't want to cross thread the bolt or the chair. That will make your life not so happy. Now, since this is a plastic piece, you don't have to snug it down real tight. You don't want to either, because you may crack your plastic, and we don't want to do all that. So we've got that one on. We're going to reinsert our insert there. We're going to repeat the same thing on this side. There is a hole again down here on the adjuster for leaning the seat back. So we'll want to line that up with our tab on our cover. We've got that in there. We need to take our slip out. Okay. And we repeat the same thing. Again, once you're tightening plastic, don't go super tight. Don't want to break that plastic. That's it. So now we have to add our cushions. Here we go. Very nice cushions. They are made out of the same material as the chair. Just very nice. It has a very nice texture to it, very nice feel to it. So for the neck pillow, all we do is slide it over the top of the chair here. It has a elastic strap. And of course, if you wanted to, you could probably take it and put it through the, what I always call the seatbelt holes. But we obviously don't have a seatbelt on a gaming chair. Maybe we should. Might help keep us from falling out of them and things of that nature. So here's our lumbar support. Again, same material. It's very nice. Looks like it's going to have some great support there. This one also has elastic straps, but it has two of them, one on each side. And so according to the instructions, want to take and unclip them. Each side. Make sure you have your pillow in the appropriate orientation. Then you'll want to feed the bottom clips underneath the bottom, or in between the back and the seat of the chair. Make sure that your strap is flat, not twisted up. Alright, and then the other clips, according to the instructions, go through the seatbelt hole. So through the seatbelt hole, and then we pull up the matching clip from the bottom, snap them together. Repeat for the other side. And congratulations, we have finished the assembly of our chair. So now what we've got to do is sit in it, adjust it, make sure everything's comfortable, make sure everything's where we want it. Me, I need my lower one a little bit higher. Oh, that's very nice. And then the neck. Yeah, I think the neck's actually pretty good. I'm just short of 6 feet, so I'll give you an idea of maybe where you need to position your neck support. I'll adjust the back in a second. Right now I need to go up because I'm actually squatting, it feels like, on the ground. Okay, that's much better. Now what I want to do is adjust my armrest. For me, I always try to keep my wrist where they're pretty much flat with my desk. And this chair is pretty close. It's better than my other chair. So that's nice. I need to bring the bottom up just a touch, which I actually... Yeah, much better. You know, your posture is very important at your chair, because to make sure that you're not slumped over, leaning up, you know, and cause a lot of tension in your neck, a lot of problems with your lower back, especially if you're slumping and you're slumping down in your chair. You don't want to do all that. Promise you, you don't. I already have back problems as it is. I don't need extra. So, almost like the... There we go. Yeah. That's it. We've got it. So, I'm going to clean up my mess a little bit, and then we'll be back for some World of Warcraft. So, be ready. See you in a few minutes.